Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 24 of Civilization Beyond Earth Rising Tide. This is most likely going to be the final video, at least I hope it is. We've only got a few turns left before we get our victory anyway. As I've said over the last few videos, I have had a lot of fun playing this. I know that it has been a little bit uneventful in terms of starting wars and stuff like that. But I have literally just been playing this because I haven't played Beyond Earth since literally just after it came out. If you guys remember, I think I did one or two series of it on the channel. And I also did, I did one or two series of it on the channel. And then I played maybe one or two games offline, and I played a couple of games with friends, multiplayer, that we never ended up finishing, because that's usually the way we are with either Civ 5 or Beyond Earth, is you start a multiplayer game with 4 or 5 other people, and then the next time you come to play, you've got different people, so you start a new game. So you end up with like 20 different in-progress games that never get finished. So there's that. But I only had about, before I started this Rising Tide campaign, I only had about 38 hours played, which is, you know, quite low. It's a few games, but it's quite low. So I didn't have all that much experience with the game, and then I hadn't played it for a long time, and then there was an expansion. So I'm actually quite happy that I got to play it again and relearn it. There's a lot of building. I guess we can just go ahead and I'm just watching all these units that are heading in my direction. Call me paranoid, but they're making me a little bit paranoid. But I can quite easily just go and purchase any units I want. Let's get the Mosaic Hull. Give us some more hit points. Let's get the Torpedo Battery. And let us go and get more city defense. And let us go and get ourselves a... Now, what are our submarines called? Because our submarines are pretty badass. Leviathans. Let's go and buy one of those. So, if he's coming to attack me, let him. Production to each military units. We don't really need any of this stuff, really. We were working our way down here, weren't we? Reduced energy cost to build units, or to buy units. Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. We also unlocked the next... did we actually? Did we unlock... No, we didn't unlock that one. We didn't unlock that. Is there any of these that we could unlock? Nah, it's not really worth aiming for. Again, we have finished our research. Tactical Lev, let's go for it. We're not going to be able to build it, but at least we can keep the science teams happy. We need to try and finish off some of these units if we can. Doesn't help that everything's standing in miasma, so it's just going to heal up. I don't think you don't get veterancy on the alien units either. Now, he's just made peace with one of the other civilizations. So, is he piecing out, ready to posture a war against me? He may be. I still don't care, but he may be. We have discovered another alien nest. Quite close to us, actually. We can go and pillage that, so let's. He's definitely moving in with a few units. So, let's move some of our units back, so we have a potential first strike solution. We have finished the xenofuel plant here. Is there anything else that we specifically need to build down here? I guess we could get things like torpedo batteries, just in case they do choose to attack. We've got our other submarine. Let's move you out, which means we can go in here and we can purchase ourselves... Just get random buildings as I go in. Yep, we'll have one of those. Yep, we'll have one of those. And we will have one of those, because still rolling in energy. And let us go and get ourselves a Poseidon. That's the ranged one. Those are very, very good units. I like those a lot. And obviously whatever we were building we finished, which was the Soma Distillery. Let's go and get the field reactor. So you're just going to go on alert. And yeah, of course we pillaged the nest, so these guys are really unhappy about that. So we will have to strike back. Or a preemptive strike in this case. So, Slavic guy, whose name I can't remember because this is the other problem with Beyond Earth. Don't get me wrong, although I'm having a lot of fun playing this, and I really am, and I do think that Rising Tide has made a huge difference to the game. And I said this after the first few episodes, and I'll say it again just in case you didn't watch the earlier episodes, but one of the things that I found disappointing about Civilization 5... Sorry, let me get that right. One of the things that I found disappointing about Civilization Beyond Earth was it felt like it was a cut-down version of Civilization 5. Civilization 5 had things in it that should have been in Beyond Earth, and they weren't. I mean, obviously, some things just changed. So, for example, ideologies became affinities. The veterancy for units became the upgrades from those affinities. Social policies became virtues, gold became energy, happiness became health. So a lot of the mechanics stayed the same, but just sort of changed in name or changed in function slightly. Obviously, we completely lost religion, and there isn't really anything that seems to match that. There isn't really anything that feels like it is comparable to that. But one of the biggest disappointments about Beyond Earth is just that it lacks character. Sure, it looks nice. It's a nice looking game. There's no denying that. Although sometimes the graphical style does make it hard to discern certain things on the map. Yeah, we want to keep away from that. But it's just its general lack of... What's the term? It's its lack of character. All of the technologies and all of the wonders and all of the leaders in Civilization 5 have character because they're all real-world historical leaders and civilizations and wonders and all those things I mentioned. So, you know, there's always something satisfying about building the Eiffel Tower or building Cristo de Redentor or... you know, defeating Shaka in a battle, and you remember the personalities of these different leaders. You remember their names, and then you come and play something like Beyond Earth, and it's just it just feels plain. There's no life to the characters. They have done a good job now. It is better now. They've tried to sort of get them all fully voice acted and stuff, but again, it doesn't quite seem to work the way it should, and that is a little bit disappointing. I am not liking all these Slavic units around, and I'm very, very tempted to try and take some of them out, to be honest. How many turns do we have left before we get a win here? Did we get caught? Try and steal a tech again. We are a massive 13 turns off. Of course, if I go to war with him, it will slow things down. Let's start with a war. Why not? I think we can still win this. We've got enough money to build all the units we're ever going to need. Let's do it. Let's end this with a war. We are going to speak to you. And nice outfit, bruh. We are going to go... screw you. Okay, so at least we'll get to see how this works now. Now, luckily, I have quite a few units nearby, which means that I can instantly start attacking his. Now then, he is going to be able to do a relatively decent amount of damage to me. Got another submarine down here. He can't even see these submarines at the moment. You can't actually get... Actually, something's there because I'm seeing the view of it. I don't know what it is. You have a submarine there. That is interesting. Have you used all your movements? Yeah, because you've just moved through a zone of control. But that's fine. So he was obviously coming to attack someone. Do we have a unit in the city? No, we don't. So we can go ahead and purchase ourselves another... Let's go and get ourselves another Reaver. We'll have some melee ships because they are going to be quite strong. I do have some more ships over here, by the way. So we should definitely go and purchase ourselves... let's get another Leviathan. The subs are really powerful. Start moving forwards with some of these units. I do have a carrier here, although the carrier doesn't actually have any aircraft on it. We do also have some aircraft, or at least we have a aircraft here. He's not going to be all that useful. The carrier, I think we will just put on to alert. It wasn't the carrier that I meant to build. That was the wrong one, but never mind. He's going to start trying to move up. But I think we can deal with him. There is an alien nest down there, which we can probably get rid of. Of course, this is going to slow the turn times down now, which is exactly what I was trying not to do, but I've kind of screwed that up. This unit isn't going to last too long, but we'll definitely kill as much stuff as we can along the way. Actually, I'm surprised this thing's still at full health. It's taken out several units and remained at full health. So we're just making a little bit of a defensive blockade over here. We'll go on to the next turn. And I wonder just how much damage we have to do to him to get him to consider to peace out. Let's start moving up with some of these rippers. We can use those against him. He is playing sort of right towards us at the moment, which is really nice. That's cancelled a few agreements. I'm guessing they're probably agreements we had with him. Oh no, they were with other people. That's fine. Unfortunately, we can't get any close enough to do anything with that guy. We can do some damage here from the water. We're not going to be able to do an awful lot. You can get close enough to do some damage. He does have a lot more units there than you would expect him to. Let's start getting rid of some of his ranged units where we can. You can get close, but you won't get a shot, unfortunately, because you do still have movement. So let us go and sink that one. That's funny, I'm sure that said we were going to sink it, but it didn't apparently work. So we've got some submarines. Unfortunately, the submarines do have quite slow movement. But we will move those forwards. I might leave that sub over there just as a little bit of protection. And we do have our melee units here. So let's move in with the melee units. I should have really moved in with that one first and then we could have flanked. But we can do that. We've got another one here. So we'll get a flank on this one. We've got another one here. These have incredibly good movement. And that looks like that is pretty much most of his navy sunk. There is one here who isn't going anywhere. He's totally blocked in. You, I think for now, just keep building stuff. Unit needing orders. Remarkably, things down here are still alive. This thing's probably going to kill us. But that is fine. We don't mind that too much. So just out of interest, what is our diplomacy with you now? So, war score. He's not entertaining peace offers at this time, but we have a much higher war score than he does. I wonder what you have to get up to in terms of war score before they will consider peacing out. I was told by a friend that there was a bug. I don't know whether it's still present, but there was a bug whereby the AI would just never peace out with you. They were just always hostile. They wouldn't ever consider peace. So I don't know whether the... I guess it can be quite difficult if it gets to a point where the AI is absolutely whooping you, because they'll always just want more and more. I mean, at least with something like Europa Universalis 4, there's a limit to the peace deal. There's a limit to what the AI can take. Is that it? All of that, and he's attacking the... He's surrounded by my navy. Achievement unlocked. The Prince. Don't know what that was for. Looks like something to do with... people liking me and people not liking me, judging by the icons. So
the best troops.
I guess it's either somebody fearing me and not respecting me, or respecting me and not fearing me. So what happens if we attack with this thing? Can't attack that with that, unfortunately. That's a shame. Fine, let's go and attack with some of these other units. I'm not going to go and actively seek him out. I'm literally just going to wait for him to throw units at me, and we'll just take them out as they come towards us. Lots of things that we can build here. Choose our research. Again, I'm just picking random stuff so that it has to... it's not going to bother me every few turns. So everything else, we're just going to go around, sit them on alert. We are going to wait for him to bring units towards us. Most likely he does have some around. We might lose a few of our random units that are scattered throughout the map. I'm not bothered about them. All we want to do is protect our base. because it's our base. We'll win the game as long as he can't take out the mine flower, which really he can't. Let's go ahead and take out the alien nest just because we can, and we'll probably suicide off this unit. The fewer units we have around, the quicker the turns are going to be anyway. We'll have this Ripper up here just sort of guarding the mine flower. It's not the strongest unit, I admit, but we've got plenty of other stuff close by if we need it. You're still alive, surprisingly. Let's go and attack the thing that's in miasma, otherwise it's just going to keep healing up. I mean, most of the stuff's in miasma, but, you know, I'll take a kill where I can get a kill. And, yeah, we'll just get the rest of you healing up. Didn't realise I had this many units, because none of them actually want to... got to put them all on alert now. Any more? We have our Xenotitan. Right, I'll show you what... I will show you what makes me laugh about the Xenotitan, okay? And it always has done. Look how big this thing is in my city, right? It's absolutely huge. It is massive. And then you embark it, and it goes in this little tiny thing. It's more fun when it gets out of the water than it is going in the water, but I'll demonstrate that when we get there. We can see him moving some units around here because we do have a spy in his capital. I'm really not intimidated by him in the slightest. These units are going to die right now. That is fine. I expected it. I don't mind. I've got some more units up here, but I can't be bothered to go down and deal with that. Intruder alert. We have an alien up here, actually. He's managed to get quite close to us. There is an alien nest. We do have plenty of naval units, so we should probably get at least one of them up there to go and deal with that. So let's do that. Let's take this submarine, and let's go up there and deal with that alien problem. So yeah, we know about that, we can dismiss that. We know about that, we can dismiss that. And there's an alien nest down there that we could potentially deal with, so we probably will. We have a quest decision. Won't let me click on it because of this combat animation going on. And it is either culture from mosaic hulls or hit points. Well, I think we build them for the hit points, just in case he does try and attack us. I don't think he's really going to, I don't care too much. Again, you just go on to alert. I think that was the one that I actually accidentally clicked skip turn on instead of... I can't believe you're still alive. Alright, we'll try and take this one out. So there is an alien nest there to try and get rid of. Okay, on to the next turn. Nope, apparently not. You are just going to go on to alert. Are we done yet? Xenotitan. Right, you can get to there. Now we can go on to the next turn. There we go. Already up to 17 minutes. I do not want to go on to video 25. I want to get this finished. Going to war probably wasn't the best idea, but... There we go. Somebody else is actually attacking the alien for us, which is quite nice. They have killed it. Doesn't mean to say that they're going to pillage the alien nest, though, so I will still continue to head... How did they pillage that nest? Anyway, look at this. Xenotitan. Tiny little boat. I'm going to zoom right in. Tiny little boat. Watch this. Blah. How does that get out of there? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's just go and build random stuff. You are going to very, very slowly march over there. You are going to continue attacking this thing. We might even take out that last alien nest. Hey, they all count towards the achievement. We've got 11,500 diplomatic capital. You are going to go on to alert. Were you the one that we were sending up there? I think it's gone now, but I didn't see them pillage it, so unless they've got more units up there. Almost 500 science per turn, 380 energy per turn, 60 health, 300 culture. Things are going really, really well for us right now. Out of interest, are you... Well, we'll wait until the turn's finished processing, then we'll see if he is willing to peace out. There's another tech done. Diplomacy, are you willing to peace out? No, still not entertaining peace offers, even though... I wonder if that score will continue to go up, or if it'll just sit at a stalemate until we actually go and do some damage to him. There's another unit we can get rid of. You are going to move on to the alien nest, stop it spawning anything new. You are just going to sit there for hilarity purposes. Yeah, it does look like that nest was cleared out. I didn't see them move on to it, though. That was strange. That's fine. I don't mind too much. We can keep one submarine around here, just in case they do send any units up this way, so I don't have a problem with that. We can get another virtue. Production for population. Yeah, sure, why not? And let's just try and speed things along now. Build whatever we can. You guys are just going to pillage the nest. Upset the aliens even more. You guys attack these ones. You are going to go on to alert in case anything comes near us. And did I not just tell you to go on to alert? Oh, we were still waiting for that animation to finish. That was a little bit weird. Took it far too long to do that. Far longer than it should have done. Yeah, we've got a lot of energy. So how many turns do we have remaining before we can call this a day? 6 turns. We're nearly there. We'll get it finished on this video. It's not worth starting another one. Yeah, that looks good. Let's keep going with that. You are going to build... I'm just going to get these guys building wonders. Not because I want the wonders. It's just that the wonders will take the longest to build, so I won't keep getting interrupted for them. Here comes some rippers. Let's go and get rid of you. Already got the achievement, don't need to worry about it. Let's go and keep bombarding. It's a bit strange that they're not fighting back. I do find that a strange thing. So we had 140 war score against General whatever his face was of the Slavic Federation. I will just quickly check at the end of this turn and just see if it has changed any. Let's have a quick look. Where is he? 140, yeah. So he's still not offering accepting peace. Even though I've pretty much wiped out his entire navy. We'll pick a random wonder there. We will pick a random wonder there. You are just going to go into alert. You might as well keep attacking this thing. I'm not sure why. There we go. Just hurry up with your animation there. We've killed it. Wonder if we can get to that alien nest and take it out before it spawns anything else. So we should only be about 4 turns away now from completing this. And I'll sort of summarise while I'm just playing through these last few turns, because I can't imagine anything too exciting is going to happen. But yeah, definitely think that Beyond Earth still isn't as good a game as Civilization 5. Not anywhere near. I don't think it ever will be, even if they give it another 5 expansions. But if you want a sort of alien-based 4X game, then it is definitely one of the best ones out there. I mean, it's only an inferior game if you compare it to Civilization 5. If Civilization 5 didn't exist, this would pretty much be one of the best 4X games on the market. No doubt about it. Oh, he's got a unit up here. Good for him. Has Rising Tide made the game better? Yeah, it has, by a long shot. It's done a great deal to make it more interesting and to make it feel more unique. It feels more like its own game and less like a cheap Civ 5 reskin. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend... I'd recommend Rising Tide. The thing is, you've got to try and quantify it like this. If you were like me and you bought Beyond Earth and you were disappointed with Beyond Earth, can you then justify spending more money on the expansion? But it was the same with Civilization 5. Civilization 5 on its own was pretty bad. And it was only when... not even Gods and Kings. I mean, Gods and Kings helped, but it was Brave New World that actually made it decent. So you've got to ask yourself the question, do you really want to spend more money on it? I thought long and hard about it for a long time. I didn't actually get Rising Tide until I found a discount on it. I didn't pay full price for it. Do I regret that decision? No. I don't think it's made major changes to the game in the way that it wasn't like, oh, wow, there's an expansion. I really have to get this expansion because it's just going to be the most amazing thing ever. It was like, yeah, the game was a bit disappointing. Hopefully the expansion will fix it. And it kind of did. So, you know, it does salvage the game a little bit. He's starting to get a lot of ships up here now. There's another one sunk for him. Is he willing to peace out yet? Probably not. We have 248. Now, I wouldn't... You see, my troops have not even yet begun to fight. What sort of score do we have to get to before he's willing to peace out? What number? It's favouring me. Yeah, of course it is. But he won't even accept a white peace. Which is what I don't understand. So, yeah, back to my analysis. I think that Beyond Earth... Rising Tide certainly does make Beyond Earth a better game. And if you do like Civilization and you do like Beyond Earth, then getting Rising Tide probably definitely is worth it for you. But it still doesn't do quite enough. It doesn't quite bring it up to what you would expect from Civilization 5 level of things. And to be honest, if I was asked right now, would I prefer them to make, hey, thy sea so great, we have completed the game. So obviously we got ourselves an achievement there because we completed it with an aquatic city, or maybe it was because we were playing as the North Sea Alliance. I'm just going to skip this because it's quite annoying.
Our human experience
was she's still going on.
By the truth of what we were and what we would
so it's really difficult to try and talk over the top of somebody else, so I'm just kind of waiting for her to sort of shut up.
We are one. We are waiting.
Okay, she's finished. Good. So we've actually managed to win that and get the achievement. As I was saying, if I had the choice now, would I prefer Firaxis to make another expansion for Beyond Earth and try and bring it up to Civ 5 levels, or would I prefer them just to crack on with Civ 6? Which, for all I know, they may well be doing. Firaxis are usually very secretive about the games they're working on, and all of a sudden they'll make an announcement of, hey, we're making so and so, and then it's, you know, it's 3 months away from release or whatever. So yeah, I'd prefer them just to go straight on to Civ 6. I think it was a ballsy move trying to do something different, because Beyond Earth is the first Civ game that's moved away from that traditional historical or alternative history Civ formula, and it's good that it's there. It's an alternative, but I still think the historical stuff has a lot more depth and a lot more character, and you can see that by going and looking at the Steam statistics and the Steam charts. There's still a huge number of people that purchase Civilization 5. Admittedly, it's always on deep discounts, but there's a huge number of people that still purchase Civ 5 compared to a tiny fraction of that number that purchase Beyond Earth. And even if you go and look at the numbers of people playing on Steam, the number of people playing Beyond Earth at any one time is probably about 5 to 10% of the number of people playing Civilization 5. Beyond Earth is almost dead compared to the huge number of people that still play Civ 5. It is one of the top, I think last time I checked it was in like the top 10 or top 20 games on Steam, ranked by the number of concurrent players. So Civ 5 is still a hugely popular game. So maybe Civilization 6 is something that they really need to consider if they're not doing that already. And they need to build on everything that made Civ 5 Brave New World great, and not try and be too... This is always the problem when you come up with a sequel or even a remastery. How much do you change? How much do you keep the same? Because if you don't change enough, it feels like you're just rehashing the same game. If you change too much, you might accidentally lose some of what made the original game great. So they've got a really difficult job ahead of them if they want to try and make a Civilization 6 that beats Civilization 5. But I really hope they put their best people on it and give it their all. And I honestly think that if we see a Civilization 6, it's going to be fantastic. And it's certainly going to be better than Beyond Earth. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this series. Sorry that it's been lacking in war, apart from the last episode. But I'll see you guys on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.